Hello and greetings to all. I'm Denis McDonough. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to officially recognize Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and to celebrate the important and ongoing contributions that Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders have made to enrich our country. As Americans, we often take for granted the freedoms and rights we enjoy, but we must never forget the tremendous sacrifice that has been made to secure them. From the early immigrant workers who helped build our infrastructure, to the brave soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today, to the many who lost their lives in combat, to the veterans who have suffered psychological or physical trauma. Their willingness to put their lives on the line speaks to their unyielding determination, bravery, and strength. But it's also a reminder that each and every one of us has an obligation to keep building a more just and inclusive society that everyone in this country deserves. Let me highlight the stories of some extraordinary veterans and public servants who epitomize what it means to keep moving this country forward toward that more perfect union through service. They should be an inspiration to all of us. We remember the courage and valor of Major Kurt Chu Een Lee, the first Asian American Marine Corps officer to be commissioned and the first to lead a combat unit into battle. In 1950, during the Korean War, he led a battle of Marines at the Chosun Reservoir and earned the Navy Cross for his heroic actions. We salute the bravery of retired Navy Captain Sunita Williams, the second American astronaut of Indian descent to go into space, for completing 2 space flights and spending over 321 days in space, and setting the record for the most cumulative spacewalking time by a female astronaut. We acknowledge the resolve and commitment of our acting Deputy Secretary, Guy Kiyokawa, who served as a medevac pilot and medical service officer in the Army for more than 29 years. Born and raised in Honolulu, of Japanese ancestry, Guy was part of the medical response team at the Pentagon after the 9/11 attacks and has spent his career improving Army and organizational readiness. We recognize the deep and abiding patriotism of General Eric K. Shinseki, our former Secretary at VA. He spent his entire life serving this country, from West Point to the front lines of Vietnam, to the rank of 4-star general, where he was the first Asian American to hold the position of Army Chief of Staff, to being the first Asian American to serve as Secretary of Veterans Affairs. We applaud the strength and trailblazing spirit of Senator Tammy Duckworth, the first Asian American Congresswoman from Illinois, and the first member of Congress born in Thailand. Senator Duckworth deployed to Iraq as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot and was one of the first Army women to fly combat missions during Operation Iraqi Freedom, until her helicopter was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade. She lost both of her legs, and partial use of her right arm in the explosion, was awarded a Purple Heart for combat injuries. Following her recovery, she continued to serve. Senator Duckworth became the director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs before President Obama appointed her to become the Assistant Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Today, she is one of the Senate's strongest advocates for vets. And finally, we remember the example and legacy of Senator Daniel K. Akaka, an Army vet of World War II and a native Hawaiian who embodied the Aloha spirit. His legacy includes the sponsorship of bills that support and serve our nation's veterans, including the Veteran Benefits Improvement Act of 2008, the Caregiver and Veteran Omnibus Health Services Act of 2010, the Post-9/11 Veterans Educational Assistance Improvement Act of 2010, and the establishment of our very own Center for Minority Veterans in 1994. There are thousands and thousands of stories like these of courageous Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders, of just great Americans who have shown us what it truly means to serve. For decades, the Center for Minority Veterans has been defending and advocating for all underserved veterans by giving them a platform and a voice. The center is working to ensure that all veterans receive equal, equitable service regardless of their race, gender, and sexual orientation, that each and every vet get what that vet has earned and so richly deserves. Listen, when President Biden swore me in as Secretary of VA, he told me to fight like hell for vets. He didn't tell me to fight for some vets. He told me to fight for each and every veteran, for their families, caregivers, and survivors. Fight for every vet who raised their right hand to serve this country. Fight for them just as they fought for us. They fought for all of us, and we need to fight for all of them. Let me close by saying that this month is a great opportunity for all of us to stand in solidarity with Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders, and to connect with one another to embrace the beautiful diversity that makes our country not just great, but strong and unrivaled on the face of the planet. God bless you all, and thank you for your service.